Hey, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Do you know what this is? This is episode 26
Wow.
of the Let's Talk Business podcast. Jakiel, how good is it to have you on board here? Hey,
It's a blessing, man.
it's a blessing.
I just met you last week.
Yeah, and we sat
I
there.
feel like I've known you for a minute now.
Yeah, do you know what? We sat there for an hour and a half and talked.
Was it? I said to my wife, man, I just met this guy and we talked for 2 hours.
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it?
It felt like it went fast too though, but
Yeah, but it was good. It was
Yeah.
good, and the food was good too.
appreciate it.
Eh? Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Little
Jazz.
concoction from Jazz.
Jazz, like he's the man when it comes to food, tasty food.
He loves it in the kitchen, eh?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
loves
No, he seemed at home there. I think I scared him when I said hello. That's straight.
Yeah, because I was in the back and you came in, you said hello, and then he came out the back and he was like, bro, I think this guy's here for you. And I was like, he's like, I don't know if he thinks I'm you or if you. And I'm like, oh, shoot.
Or maybe he's got a few brain problems. He's this old white guy that's just drifted past. Thought he needed some friends.
I know. Stuck out there.
Hey, listen, tell me. Let's get down to business. What's 92 World?
92 World it's a movement that I'm part of.
A movement.
Yeah, that's it.
Unpack it for us, bro.
So pretty much 92 World is it's the top of, it overrides everything that we do or oversees everything
Yeah.
that we do. And then under that we have 5 verticals, which is entertainment, which is where Planet Vegeta, the music side comes in place.
Yeah.
We have the food. We just recently bought a food truck. So we got that, and then we're partnering with a cafe out in the east, Taylor Espressos, just things like that. Community, we do our community work where we go out to Northern Territory once every year or twice if we can, do our work out there.
Yeah.
And then we got the gaming part and the active part. So, but we haven't launched those 2 things yet officially. We just, trying to get our game on and figure out this whole side of life pretty much.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting, right? So there's a business with a few an enterprise with a few big tentacles there.
That's see, explain it way better than I do. You know the technical terms, brother.
Oh dear. I like there's a number of parts that I'd like to talk about, right, in the context of our audience, which are community and business owners right across Australia and around the world. But I guess Samoan background, 92 World. What's the kind of the connection there? Are you clubbed together with a number of other connections in this venture?
Well, in terms of culture or
Culture, but also the people that are involved.
yeah, so it's stemmed and started from like a brotherhood.
Yeah.
We all have like a similar story of broken homes, and we just needed a home away from home type of thing, and that's where 92 was created. Organically, it just came about, and there's an origin to the story where it goes to the actual name of 92, but it's not my place to share that.
Yeah, that's
It's
all right.
but the essence of it is brotherhood and family, and just being there for each other in those types of times, because we didn't really have many people to talk to or kind of do life with. So me and my brother's house became like the halfway house for all our boys.
Yeah.
And that they
Yeah.
had problems with their families and whatever, and they'll come and stay with us, and we just do life together. So that's where it kind of stemmed, and then from there we grew into what we're doing now, and figured out, we talked to each other about what we wanted to do for the rest of our life.
Yeah.
Everyone had their passions, everyone had their lanes, and then we just went about going for it proper.
So are those brothers still around today in this
100%.
venture? Really?
My brothers are still there. Like we started. There's been people that have kind of moved on from 92.
Yeah.
They have their own answers and their own circumstances that they have to work through. But
Yeah.
everything that me and my brothers talked about since we were young, 15, 14, we're living in these days now. So it's just, as we go on, we're ticking things off the checklist and figuring it out at the same time.
I find it interesting. Like there must have been excuse my language, some heavy shit going down
Oh man.
back in those days, right? To weld you guys together in the way that it did, and to have that continue to this very day. You know, even though, as you say, there's been some, you know, people have moved in and out and what have you. How difficult was it, and why did you come together? What did you see in coming together? Do you think what were the reasons that drew you together?
Man, if I was to be honest, just real love. Like,
Yeah.
you know, love. That's something that, and that's what we hold close to us till this day. Is that, you know, as noisy as it can get out there and whatever, as long as inside here we're real and we love each other like that,
Yeah.
and we're accountable to each other with, you know, feelings, and just having a space where we can chat and
Yeah.
you know, open up and things like that. Man, that's what this was all about. But yeah, it was hard, man. Like some of these things is like 3 a.m. waking up, driving out to a suicide call, and like, you know, having to go sit down with one of the boys or some of the boys and just sit with them. Like, don't even talk. You know, there's a rope there, and like I haven't really talked about this stuff ever publicly, but suicide is massive for our Polynesian people, and that was something that we really struggled with as a group. You know, different boys would struggle with that, and they just needed a space to be able to be free and talk how they feel. You know, if sometimes in our culture it's like you open your mouth, you get a hiding. So it's like it's different to be able to just be free in a space where you can be like, you know, I feel this way. How do I deal with this? And that's word to my mum. You know, she's you know, been able to have that space for me and my brothers, which is what we're able to have for our friends and the other people that come around us. So that's just part of stuff that's going on. But that's what's also made us tighter and brought our group together. And
I love that, right? Because it's the antipathy of self-help. You know, if you think of, you know, the Polynesian culture and some other cultures, I mean, one word in my mind comes to mind, and that's humbleness. But sometimes humbleness can have a bad side because, as you say, you know, shut up, don't say. And that locks in a lot of difficulty that you could be going through. And it sounds like you lads clubbed together to say, well, we're going to create an environment amongst ourselves where we can bring out those things and we can deal with them together.
For sure.
Youth suicide's a big issue, bro. Still a big issue, yeah? You shared with me a documentary about the indigenous communities and some of the work 92 Communities, which is one of those elements of 92 World, is doing with youth suicide within the indigenous and Torres Strait Islander communities. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, and I think it just organically plays onto that, because what we do in communities is just create a safe space for these kids to. The last time we went in there, one of the elders said that you know, the crime rate went down straight away. These kids hang at the school that we're pretty much living at all the way until night time. They're not fighting with each other. They're not, you know, so we go out into those communities and just give what we have. We don't have much. We don't have much monetary value or things like this, but we do have life experience, and just coming from where we come from, you know, we're able just to have chats, build that rapport that way, and then, you know, we're able to learn. You know, I ultimately think we learn more off these guys than what they do off us. Yeah, 100%.
What do you learn, bro?
I learn, bro, a lot, man. Like, these guys they live literally off the land. Like, it's not what we're taught in school. Like, there's a lot of things that we're taught in school, and you go out to this place, Numbawa, and it's the full different experience. Like, I've never experienced something like it ever. And when I've only been there a few times, but every time we've gone back, it's just been like eye-opening. And, you know, that's what we're committed to, is just diving deeper into their story, diving deeper into how we can, you know, bring value to their community, or how we can help in any way. Because I feel like there's a lot of people who think they have the answer, but a lot of the time you just need to sit with them and just, understand their story, understand their needs, and then meet them halfway with what we can bring. So that's our goal. We're not in no rush for it. If we can get some stuff, some services and things happening over the next five years or so, then I feel like our job will be, well done, and we can just allow it to. We really just want it to be built self-sustainable, so they can do what they need to do as well. But
I like that. Like, sounds to me like you're saying this is a long game, James. It's there's no silver bullets here.
You can't put a time frame on real life issues, man, and real life, things like this. It's all case by case, community by community. Maybe the next community we go and serve, it might just take 2 years, or it might take 20. But this is the journey we're committed to, and it's all good what happens out there. But as long as we're doing what we need to do here, then we're good.
I love that. Tell me, what does music play in that 92 communities work?
Oh, we do a lot of music in there, and just like learning, like I said, learning off them too. Is I never knew about song lines and how they travelled using song to get from one place to another.
Right.
They literally have song lines where they can where they travelled through, and then there's another song line, and then they knew that was that direction, or
wow,
which took So this is something that I'm still learning myself, but man, even just the sounds there, like we have songs in the works where we've collaborated with them, which will come out soon. But it's just a fascinating thing that music there as well is very prominent. Like that's how they communicate, and that's how that's a voice of what we do as well. So just learning a lot, bringing what we have and what we understand about music into there, but also taking in what they have, because they're gifted, man. They're gifted musically, athletically, and the rest. They're crazy.
Yeah, but it's bringing that out, right?
Yeah,
and 100%. It's engaging it,
yeah.
And like I think our short history as a European culture here in Australia would show that there's been a lot of good meaning work, but a lot of failure. And in some respects that's because people have thought they were engaging, but actually you're talking about a whole lot more deeper engagement than I think people are used to talking about.
Definitely.
And potentially having a lot more patience in the process to see change.
I think the good thing is we're self-funded, so there's no time, there's no expectation of, I'm going to get this much money, or this is what. It's just literally going there with our heart on our sleeve and saying, how can we be here for the long time, and how can we build with you guys, how can we serve you guys, without any monetary thing attached to that. If it comes in mad, that's a bonus for us to be able to get resources and things like this. But I think first and foremost, you got to go to these places with your heart, out and your soul intact, and just to figure out what it really is. Once you put a price on that, and once you put things on that, then that's when deadlines come into place. That's when all this bullshit comes in, and it's just not what we're about, bro. So
that's special, right? I want to talk about someone that's very special to you that you mentioned, your mum. Now I think there's a song of yours, Planet Vegeta, Take Flight, which I think was about some mums. Can you tell us about what led to that, and what that song's about?
It's about it's about our mums, like us boys, 3 boys in Planet Vegeta. We're pretty much mums, no dads, so come from those types of
backgrounds and difficulties.
It's like, and our mums in our world are rock, like it's my mum. I can speak personally, she shaped who I am today. I'm able to speak the way I'm able to speak, respect how I respect and live my life, because my mum's showed me the way and had that space. A lot of it is just she's had a space for me to always come to and be able to just talk through and talk to her about my life issues. Even to this day, like yesterday, I called her. Like I was messaging her just my frustrations, just with life and things like this. And she always has the right thing to say.
Yeah, right.
She's just a safe net for me. And when I had an opportunity to get her out of that financial rut with football and
Yes.
all these opportunities, but I remember I told her the day I made the decision to give up footy to chase music, I said that to her. And, usually there'll be a fuss chucked up because there's this opportunity, financial stability,
Yes.
and you're throwing it away for some pipe dream that, but my mum believed in me that much that she just never even questioned it. She just said, I believe in you, son, you go do it and I'll be right here. So there's nothing I wouldn't do for my mum. I know the same for the other two boys.
Yes.
And the rest of my brothers in 92. Even my mum, her mum's gold. My wife's mum is gold.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a dad. Have that. They're broken up and stuff like that. But it's just mums, man.
So was Take Flight almost an anthem to your mum?
Yeah, it's just like a dedication to our mums.
Yeah.
Just to,
Yeah.
because that they're queens to us.
And
they're our rock.
And I don't want this to sound negative, right? Because, I mean, the way you've described it, your mum has your back every minute of the day.
Yeah.
But are there things that you missed out and had to compensate for as a result, do you think, of not having a male figure so close in the family?
No way.
No.
No way.
No.
No way. I was able to. God doesn't make mistakes, bro. Like I was able to learn how to be a man.
Yeah.
And take what my mum gave me, and then figure the rest out, which has made me like rock solid today, and me being my own man. So yeah, as much as I would have loved to have a better father or a male figure there to be able to show me the ways, I think it actually helped me
bring out your male side.
Yeah, 100%. It's like that thing, like you help someone too much, then they just relying on you, and they're relying on. But if you let them figure it out, they'll figure it out.
Yeah,
and that's just what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that I have a mum that was able to show me how to respect women. Show me how to talk to people, and just things like that. And when it comes to the male stuff, I just figured it out.
Well, you did figure it out. I mean, and you are figuring it out. Like, I mean, excuse me for, saying so, but what a decision it must have been. When was it? Like, was it back in 2014 or thereabouts when you decided, oh no, well, I'm very good at football, but I'm better at something else?
Yeah, 2014.
Was that when it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell me about that. Tell me about what went through your mind, and you were kicking around back in the day in under 20s and state of origin under 20s with all the luminaries of today's NRL. Players. I mean, the likes of Gutho and Moses and Munster, and our friend from Dubbo, Yo, was there, wasn't he?
No, he's 1 year older, but he was in the mix.
Yeah. I mean, how did you have the strength of conviction to say, well, I think I'm going to go this way?
Oh man, I believed in myself so heavily since I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was 13, 14, I was training because I wanted to be the best football player in the world. And that's something my mum instilled into me, like, you can do it. So I would be up at 4 a.m. in the morning training by myself, running hills, then I'll go to the gym after, and then I'll go to school. I just knew if I wanted something, if I just put the work behind it, God already gave me the natural talent. So if I just matched those two things, hard work and the gift that I was given, then I could conquer anything.
Yes.
So when I turned 16, that's how I felt. Like it's a stupid thought saying it now, but I was that, I was crazy to think like I had clocked the game of football. So when I turned 16, we versed Parramatta in the grand final. We pumped them.
It's still happening today. My team.
Nah, but yeah, we won the grand final, and then I had gotten Harold Matt's Player of the Year of the tournament.
Yeah.
I had this thought in my head, because I just put so much hard work into my game, into myself. I just thought, man, I clocked it. I want to go pursue music, because that was something that just made me feel different, like a different type of. It was a different type of feeling where I felt at home when I was doing music. So I pursued music for that 4 years when I was 16. Then got to 19, and I just thought, damn, this music ain't giving me money. So shit, I just gonna need to tap in. And I went and played like a little bit of park footy, and I got a taste of that money. So that was also part of the reason, because I was like, man, financial stability type thing.
Yes. My
mum was going through it. My mum and my old man they split during that time period. So I needed to be a provider, and I took my brothers on board a lot.
Yes.
So I went back home, and then I got an opportunity to go trial at Roosters at 19 with my old coach, my old teacher, Hardigan.
Yes.
Yeah. So then Hardy hit me up. He said, "Oh, you can come trial, whatever." I went to the trial, and then I made the preseason squad.
Yeah.
Then I had a manager at that time. I ended up getting an offer of like $5,000 to play for the whole year. And in my head, because I was so stubborn in my way of thinking, I thought I'm worth way more than that. I know my ability, that I should be getting way more than $5,000 for that year. But no one knew me, because I've been away from the game for 3 to 4 years.
You've been playing music.
Yeah, I've been doing music. And even during that pre-season, I had a tour with my brothers.
Yes.
We went to NZ to Addies. We had a tour with Addies over there. But anyways, I remember my manager said, "No, we got to take this deal." At the time, he said, "We got to take it. You're not going to get any more.
It's the best
else
for you, bro."
Yeah,
right?
And I said, "Hell no." I said, "I believe in myself too much to be able to bend down and take that type of deal." I said, "Give me like a bit, like fight for me a bit." And he said, "Nah, that's as good as you're going to get."
Really?
So then I talked to the recruiter, and then he goes, "Oh, we got a trial coming up in a month." I said, "Sweet," but I had to go to this tour at this time, like in the next week.
Yeah.
So then even that added to the whole thing of like, no, you're definitely not going to get a contract, because you're going to go away, you're going to miss some pre-season.
You're going to be AWOL just when we want you.
But lucky Hardy was understanding, he knew a bit of my family, and
he knew how good you were.
Oh, just knew, and then maybe he knew my upbringing and stuff like that a bit better, so he had a bit more leniency for me, and he allowed me to go away and then put me on a training program. I remember I was a bit like heavier then. So then I went to NZ. I said to the manager and the recruiter, I said, "Just give me one trial game then, please."
Yeah.
One trial game. So then I went to NZ for 3 weeks, tour. And then I remember every day, me and my brothers trained the house down.
Yeah.
We were running the roads, doing things like that. After that, came back, played the trial game. And then the next day I signed a deal for the top 40 team.
Yeah.
So then I ended up signing, not just 20s, I ended up signing on for the remainder of that 20 season, and then first grade.
Yes.
At a much larger, more money than I've ever seen or heard of.
It was a bit more than $5,000.
Oh, mate. I'll tell you now, it's crazy. Like, to me, sitting there and the guys told me how much and that, and I was thinking, in my head, I was thinking, what the heck?
So
I've made it.
How old were you again, bro?
I was 19.
You were 19
when
this shit was going down,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I was 19, and I thought, oh my gosh, I've made it. Because that was the most money I've ever seen. So, ended up signing the contract, and because my mum was, she suffered severe depression at that time, so she was bedridden for about a year and a half. Yeah. I remember we used to have to take her the pills and that.
Yeah.
And just look after that way, but. To take the burden off her shoulder, I said to her, I'll take my brothers. It's over to the east side. So ended up getting a house in Maroubra, and then moved my brothers in with me, 3 of my brothers. And then we just grounded it, because then my brothers were crazy. crazy gifted in footy as well.
Yeah.
They ended up getting on the SG Ball and the Harold Mats team
Yeah.
while I was playing 20s. And that was our life. We were just doing football, but we had money. So that was I don't think we ate in for about a month. Like we ate out every single
You were trying
day.
the takeouts.
Oh, man. It's crazy. Like coming from Mount Druitt and that.
This was a big difference, right?
Massive difference. And especially just doing music for the last 4 years, being able to actually have stability and income and food and stuff like that. We're just going wild. Like we just go training, and then you just eat.
but bro, you went on. You decided to reject all that.
Yeah,
Didn't you?
That's it. So yeah, it came to the point. I asked my wife to marry me when I was 19, like that same year. When I got the contract,
Yeah.
I asked my wife to marry me, and then we got married at 20. That's when I started the preseason for first grade.
Yes.
And then, went in and had a meeting with Robbo. We had my honeymoon booked, and he just gave me the ultimatum, which is understandable, his first grade isn't a game.
Yeah.
Isn't, not to be mucked around with. So he gave me the ultimatum of whether to stay or if I went to my honeymoon and that, because they had already given me time off for the wedding, then I was going to get dropped.
Because you wouldn't be around.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be around. And it was just during that time where Sonny was getting transitioned. He was moving out of the game.
Yeah.
I think he was going to rugby at that time.
Yes. Yeah.
So when Sonny was leaving, they needed a replacement. And I remember Siwa Takao.
Yeah.
It was because he's the man.
He's a mad player, eh?
Right, he's gone.
Yeah.
But I used to train with him, and like we were in that lock position, me and him. So I can't speak for Robert, but in my mind, I thought maybe I was going in to be that transition.
Yes.
For Sonny, I was Sonny's training partner over the camps. I was just learning the game a bit more, man, because it felt like too much going on here. They had all these plays, all these things. I was just like, shit, I've been out the game for a minute, man. What the fuck is going on? But yeah, ended up telling Robbo, nah, I'm going to go with my wife, and I don't regret it, man.
You don't regret it?
Not one bit.
How good were the Roosters have been if you'd have stayed, bro?
Oh, man. I don't know. They ended up going to win, actually.
Well, they did, yeah.
I should have stayed that one more year, eh? Everything happens for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
And my thing is, like, when God talks to me, bro, like, I don't question it.
Yes.
I'm not scared to do what I feel like I need to do. And I'm not I don't want the glory. I don't really care about all that. As long as I just do my thing, help those I'm supposed to help around me, and just listen to, that, then I'm good.
What's your rationale for the decision, though? Is it...
I believe in myself. That's what it was.
You believe in yourself?
That's what it was. It's like, it doesn't matter what, like, I'm fine. Like, it's all good. I'm gonna... And I play out the scenario every which different way, and I do this every day.
Yeah, I love it.
I just think like, all right, if I stop playing, then I've got to figure out what's going to happen and blah blah blah. How's that going to work out? I stopped playing. The next month we went on tour in America, so we ended up doing music in America, going to Hawaii, all these places I've never been to before: Nashville, LA, Atlanta.
So was Planet Vegeta around then?
Nah, that's when I was singing with my brothers at that time.
Yes.
My actual blood brothers.
Yeah.
So we had a group called Fortunate, and we went.
So that was X Factor, right?
Yeah, we went on X Factor, all of that.
Yeah.
And even that was crazy because we were getting paid to live in Bondi. Like, we get weekly pay, we're getting like a weekly food allowance. So they would come and stock up our fridge. Yeah. And all we had to do was rehearse, like do shit we do at home anyway. So to me, I was just thinking, man, this is the type of, thing I can get used to. And if I just figure out the business or figure out the back end of how to make this car go forever, then no stress physically, no things like that. I can just do this because I actually love music.
Yeah.
So
I want to talk more about your music, right? But I want to dwell on what you've just taken us through. A lot of business owners, from my experience, never get to know what their true value is, right? and how valuable or otherwise they might be as individuals in their business, but also their business, right? So they live in an uncertain situation where they don't really know, right? And I think as individuals too, many of us, we're unsure about how good or otherwise we might be. And that comes from how we've been brought up, what we've done, all sorts of things.
Yep.
So hearing you talk about how you figured out early on how good or otherwise you were, I think it's very instructive, bro. It's because it's the root of how we carry ourselves around the world. Forget about the business bit for a moment.
Yeah.
I value businesses for a living, so obviously part of that is putting a dollar sign on them, right? But that aside, right? If you can get to a position where, listen, I'm an individual and I know what I can do and what I can't do, and the things I can do, I'll back myself 150%, and to be able to take that approach and be able to walk away from something because it's just not right, or it just doesn't fit with what you're about. I mean, it's an extremely powerful position for oneself to be in. Use it wisely,
for sure.
I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
And it puts tingles up my spine when I hear it, right?
It's crazy, Like, my thing is always being like, strip it all away from me, take it all away, and like, what do you actually bring to the table?
Yeah.
Take that money, that dollar sign away from your bank account, take everything away, and then what can you actually bring to the table?
Yes.
And I've always been confident in myself in that aspect. Is like, man, I bring a lot if you take everything, all this materialistic shit away from me.
Yes.
There's things that I've worked on, that doesn't have that value, that people perceive as value.
Yes.
But the things I have, I can take that to the very end.
Yeah.
And still grow that.
Yeah.
So regardless of the money or whatever it is, I've always had that mindset growing up, just being like, man, I can do things without any money, without anything like that, and I can work on myself as an individual person.
Yeah.
And that's what's given me the confidence. It's like, I know the work I put into my craft. I know the work I put into when I was doing footy. I know the work I've done. So it gives me the confidence to talk to anyone about, what it is. So
important life lessons, I feel, here. The other thing I want to point out is, reflected on 92 World and your brothers and clubbing together in difficult circumstances to build your own support network, right? And then, through that process and with your mum and the way you've been brought up, being able to develop your own value set and understanding. I think in business and in the community, there are a range of teams that do things to deliver whatever. And sometimes as managers and leaders, we tend to look at everyone in the team as the same. They've all got green jerseys on, for instance. But my sense is, and you sort of hinted to it, in your description of some of the brothers have come in and come out or changed, you've sort of been able to build something that galvanises everyone together but allows everyone to be an individual.
Yeah.
And you've identified the good things about each individual because they're the things that need to be focused on for the individual. Yeah. But there's also, the overall pie and where that's going.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, a long way of saying in business, if you've got a team, focus on the individual, but also focus on the overall. But you got to have a dynamic structure that works for both. Otherwise, it's not getting the best out of it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's what I'm learning. A lot like that.
Well, I think you're learning by doing from what you described
Yeah.
you know, to me.
Yeah, I am.
I want to go into the music bit. Hip hop, neo, soul,
Yeah.
UK garage.
Yeah.
What's the style of Planet Vegeta?
Oh man, when I get asked this question, I never know how to answer it because
It's a trick question.
yeah, it's like there's no genre that can really explain what we do.
I think you've
It's
answered.
just-
I think you've answered it by saying that. But
Yeah,
go on.
yeah, that's it. It's like it's hard to put because it's like I've always said to my team and I've always said to the boys like, whatever we fuck with, that's what the sound is.
Yeah.
Whether it's garage today and neo soul tomorrow, and you know R&B the day after, it's like
Yes.
as long as it's true to us, then that's what matters. Like, you know, people will either listen or not. We can't control what, you know, what the perception of it is from the outside, but all we can control is what we can control.
Yes.
And if we love the music, then that's all that matters, and we'll keep doing it forever.
Yes.
But I feel like there's a thing that happens when artists, just people tend to worry about, you know, the audience too much to a point where it's at, you know, at their expense of their craft and their love for the craft. So if we can just always just do what we love and what we listen, because we listen to our music. I'll listen to my music more than anyone else's music out there. Yeah, and when we're together, we listen to our music more than we listen to other, because that's just what we love to listen to. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's energy, sometimes it's whatever it is, but we can create that because we love it. So
if you think of Planet Vegeta, right, then think of it as a brand.
Yeah.
Right? What are the 3 words or phrases that would describe it? If someone said to you, listen, Jakiel, what's this Planet Vegeta business? What is this brand? What does it mean?
it's
What would you say?
3 words.
What would you say?
Unique, energy, and home. That's the first 3 words that come to
Yeah, I
my
love
mind.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like I want people to feel at home when they listen to it, wherever they are in the world.
at home.
Yeah, I want them to feel at home. Whether, you know, they might be in a mood where they want to train the house down. Well, you can go flick on a playlist from PV and you'll get that sound.
Yeah.
You want in the mood if you want to just sit back, chill, relax, but you'll get that sound as well. And then we're just unique because obviously we are who we are.
Yes.
And then energy, because if you ever been to one of our shows, that's what you're gonna get, brother. Good energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we kind of live on.
I think it's interesting, you know, and again, I'll switch over to the business side of things, but brand is a very important thing in business. It's, you know, one of the key aspects of value. We value businesses. When you look at the goodwill of a business, it's largely the repository value that's in that brand. And I was speaking to a brand expert, someone that helps companies with brands all around the world recently, and they said, well, look, the trend in brands is they're not just, you know, one-dimensional anymore. You know, a brand can have smell, can have taste, it can have movement, it can have interaction. And so their view is that that's where the world is going with its brand. I was thinking maybe our brand could have licorice smell. I don't know, but
That's mad.
but you know, when I hear you say, you know, unique, energy, and home, like that conjures up to me a whole lot of emotion, really, especially in the last 2 aspects. You know, it's not just a flat brand, eh?
No.
You know, and it's all intangible, and you know, again, we have to value businesses, and it's hard to value something that's intangible, because the home bit and the energy bit, I guess I feel that in my heart and my gut, my soul, right? And here you are creating a brand to do just that. Like, it's scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is scary, exciting at the same time.
Well, do you have a recipe sheet? And you say, well, we'll mix it up here like your bro's cookies. By the way, where are those cookies?
Oh shit!
Ah!
Oh, we sold out. That's right.
Yeah, gotcha. No, I'll come and have some. But yeah, I mean, do you have a recipe sheet, or is it?
It's all heart, bro.
Yeah,
It's all heart. Like, it is heart, and I know that you got to be tactical about these things, especially just learning the business side and that. But one thing I never want to measure and never want to, take away is the essence of who we are and what we've created and what it is. And I just want to hone into that more and understand that more and how we can build around that rather than make it this whole, metric thing, how to. But I just need to bring in people that know that side of the game, talk to them, about the structures we can build around what we have, because it's special.
Yeah, but I think, like, you're talking about it from a music perspective, and that's a craft you know very well.
Yeah.
Right? But I would say it doesn't matter whether you're manufacturing chairs or selling cookies or making music. The really successful businesses, the metrics come after.
Yeah.
The minute they come before, unless you're in a very commoditized product, like hamburgers, I guess, is a good example. We know the brand, it is what it is. What it is. But even there are subtle intangibles that make it just that more valuable. Yeah. And I think, as business owners, we need to be careful that we don't overcook the mix, right? Because that loses some of the uniqueness that you spoke about, right? Fine balance, I think. But
it's crazy you say that, because I don't think of it like that. But when you put it out like that, it's like, it makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah. And it's like we always make sure that we don't fuck that process up.
Yeah.
Like we try and keep it as organic and as real as it can get, because that's where it's created. And then from there, that's when I can build around it and do what I need to do with, with the releases and with things like that. But with the product, with the music itself and everything, and that is like, it's kind of like a sacred place for what's being built in there. We call it the hyperbolic chamber. If you watch Dragon Ball Z,
I do.
Hey, you go in there, bang, come out, and it's
good shit comes out.
Yeah. So it's cool to hear it, because
but I think there's the specialness, right? And the very valuable businesses, whether your benchmark is dollars or reach or impact or difference you're making, they have a specialness, right? And it goes beyond anything you can measure. Yeah. Even though us valuers love to try and measure it, right? Speaking about hard dollars, right? Back in the day, you asked how old I was before. This will reveal, right? So when I was in my late primary school years, I had pictures of heavy rock band Kiss on my walls, right, everywhere. They were the band of the times, right? Yeah. And Pop House Entertainment, a Swedish entertainment group, just last week paid $300 million US for all the Kiss catalog, the Kiss name, and also the Kiss likeness. So basically, they bought Kiss, and I don't think they're going to buy it just to put it in the shelf, right? But here's a band that, like, 1970s, bro, was when they were into it. I just think that's fascinating, right? So there's a hard dollar figure.
That's crazy,
right? On Muso's life, so to speak. What do you think about that? Is that good or bad, or is that weird, or like, you know?
I don't know, eh? It is weird. It's
Yeah.
different. It's like, why would you buy someone's likeness and not just make your own?
Well, I guess they're thinking maybe.
unless money is the end goal.
Well, for them, maybe it is, but maybe they think they can take AI and digital avatars and put them together and
Yeah.
relaunch. Perhaps I don't know. I don't know.
300 mil. That is insane.
Well, I think what it says to me, and I agree with you about your comments on specialness, and also about not focusing so much on the dollars, but you know what you're trying to do. But it just shows that if people think they're in music, they are building a valuable brand potentially, because someone in the world's valuing it.
Yeah,
For different reasons. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just it's an
very
I don't know whether it's right or wrong, right? In terms of what's happening, but yeah,
very interesting.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah. So where to from here with Planet Vegeta?
With PV, we got just reps we're in the gym now, so honestly, we need it's time to start pumping out.
Yeah,
our music really goes over a lot of heads. We're not really in the circle like that, in the music circle here in Australia. We keep to ourselves. I like it like that because we just do what we need to do. We're not trying to step on anyone's toes as well as be in anyone's lane. So we're just paving away at our own road, staying away in the gym. But it's just reps now, like getting these albums out. It's time to really put some work in, and
Is it hard to come up with the lyrics?
No.
How many of you contribute to the lyrics?
All of us.
Yeah.
We all write our own verses. Look Good produces everything top to bottom.
Yeah.
As well, he's got a brother that lives in Queensland. He produces a few of the things. He's produced some of Jazz's singles. And that's why we eventually want to grow, like just a family, man. Like get the family amongst it, build that way. And now we have that platform even, and learning that side of the business. We're able to actually put reps in where we get compensated accordingly to it.
Yes.
And before, it's like you go just on the DSPs alone.
Yes.
If you do that solely without being under a major or anything like that, then you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
So now we have that lane and avenue we can go down, then we can really play chess. Like it's not like we're just doing the one dimension thing, and we're gonna you'll see, and everyone will see that we're able to we're just gonna be able to pump out more work efficiently and get compensated accordingly for that.
So you were signed by Universal back 2020, was it? 2019?
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll sign with a sub under Universal called Neon Records.
Yes. And that lasted for a little while, but it sounds
couple years.
Yeah, it sounds like you've broadened out from that.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you've put your greasy paws around the whole thing and said, hold on, I want to control this ourselves.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to a point where it's like, man, you got to know what you want and how to get it, and understand your business and understand your ship top to bottom. And that was, I'm grateful for our time with them and that, but, our roads weren't meant to, was supposed to part all that way, all that time. So learned what I needed to learn there. We had a good run, and then now it's just like full independent. So we run our ship top to bottom independent, produce and record and write everything. Most of our music is made from the bedroom, So
is that why it feels like home, right?
Yeah, it feels like home, and because it's created in home.
Yeah.
And we've put that much time into our craft where we can be self-sufficient like that. these days you don't need the crazy setup. But that'll come eventually. We will get good setups in studios and things like that when time comes. But for now, it's just grinding.
Yeah.
Right, we're just grinding it out however we need to.
I'd love to. We will play this back, right? But you just talked about what I would call, if I was giving advice to a business, right? Your business model.
Yeah.
Right. Like you had an agent that looked after you. You learned some stuff. They knew all the stuff, and you plugged in the music and the lyrics, and away it went.
Yeah.
But over time, you decided that, hold on, there's more to this, and we want to take more control of our own destiny.
Yeah.
And so we're going to build each element of the value chain and know what we know and draw them together and take control of our destiny as an independent. Like for many businesses, figuring out their business model is a key thing. And actually deliberately thinking about it is key. And not, from my experience, not many businesses do, right? They tend to accept, oh, well, you got to go through a distributor, or I've got to have an agent for this, or, I just take what I get from that supplier. Where you've sort of said, as you've learned along the way, well, actually, there's another way here.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a crack at that and see how it develops.
Yeah.
And I think that's a sign of someone that knows their stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, did you ever study music at school?
Nah. I went to one audition for AIM High School.
Yeah.
And I got in. I had to play, it was for guitar, and I got in and never went back. I went to the trial. I got in, never went back.
Really?
Yeah, and then I done a business certificate thing, and I done a 1,000 word essay. It was fucking insane to me. I ended up handing in that first essay assignment. I got 99 out of 100, and I never went back after that. I just had that stupid thought again, like, I can figure this out. Like, I don't need these people to tell me, or, I'll figure it out one way or the other. If I can top a class, I didn't even finish school. I dropped out when I was in year 10, year 11. So if I could have got those things in, that was value to them. Like, oh, you got, high, then, right, I'm sweet. I'll find a way. I'll find a way outside of it. So, yeah.
When did you start singing?
When I was a kid. Me and my brothers used to always sing.
Did you?
We used to sing at family functions.
Yeah.
She would get us up there and teach us all our harmonies.
Yeah.
And, we
so
get
just developed from there.
Yeah. I'm not the best singer in my family as well.
No?
Yeah, no way. My little brother is the best by far. And that his and my older brother.
Yeah.
They're singers, man. I'm just a hustler singer.
So you're a front man though.
Yeah.
Do you like to be out front?
Hey?
Do you like to be out front?
I'm not scared of the spotlight.
You're not scared of the spotlight?
No way.
Does that make you a leader?
If they say I am.
If they say you are. What are the good qualities of a leader in your view?
Example. Someone that leads by example. Someone that does, there's nothing I ever asked my team to do that I haven't done.
No.
There's nothing that I'm teaching my little brother the music game, and I'm teaching him the hard way. A lot of artists don't even know how to turn on the program, how to actually navigate themselves around the program of what they're using, or how to put vocal chains in. A lot of artists don't know that. I made my brother learn that on his own.
Yeah.
I just said, I'll be here if you need that help. But I push him every day. Him and our little sister Reezy, they're the two artists that we're developing at the moment. But just teaching him the proper way. I believe.
So does that mean that? Sorry to interrupt, but does that mean you have to make them uncomfortable to teach them?
Every day, they are uncomfortable every day.
Are they? So how do you know how far to take them? Is that hard?
Because I say to them, give me 100, I'll give you 200. Give me 100, I'll give you 150, and I never don't show up for them.
Yeah.
In other ways that they need, in life, in support, whatever they need, I'm there, and I can say that with my hand on my heart, 100%. But that just means that I need you to give me your all for the thing that you love
Yeah.
in your craft. Whether it's one of the boys who's doing cooking or whatever, I don't have all the knowledge in any of those areas, but
No.
I do have I got that hustle. I got that
So
hustle
got
shit
the
in me.
hustle.
So I can give that to them, whatever I have, I give it to them and say like the work's the work, regardless of what
Yeah.
field you're in.
Yeah.
You have to work. You have to find a way and figure it out. So to give them that, like to try and teach them that ability, that's more valuable than anything that they can get in just learning that one little thing. It's like I'm trying to give them life lessons, not just go turn on the program and do this and that. It's like I'll give them the overall thing,
And let them play in between.
yeah,
Eh?
let them find their flow, let them find their way. And that's what me and my wife always say is like, man, we're building leaders. We're not trying to build soldiers. Like, teach and release. If they one day need to spread their wings and fly off and do their thing, at least they'll have all the life skills to go with it. And that's I'm not going to look at it any other way.
Teach and release.
Yeah,
That's beautiful, right?
100%.
That's amazing. I mean, leadership insights. They might seem like rolling off a log for you in terms of how you've talked about it, but in my experience, there's plenty of businesses that are still trying to get how that works, right? You strike me as someone that is extremely patient, very deliberate, knows their strengths and weaknesses, but has also got a hustle and an impatience.
Oh, mate.
Right? Like,
You talked to me 4
how do
years
you
ago.
deal with that,
You
bro?
talked to
This
me.
is just like this one person and the other person. No, I'm just
Nah.
teasing you, right? But that's how
for
I
sure.
feel, right? Is that right?
Yeah, you're right. Like you talked to me 5 years ago. It's different. Like I wasn't able. I started meditating. I started just because I was just that one side and just fucking that guy.
Let's
But
do it.
then but then I went through a rough patch in my life,
Yeah.
a dark time. I got my heaviest. I was like 155 at one time.
Right.
Yeah. So
Really?
that's 40 kgs ago. I had 40 kgs on me than what I had now. But I was just in a dark place and
Yeah.
I just, God pulled me out and then gave me the tools to get my mind and myself better, and then just use all my life experience and into how I'm able to talk now. I haven't always been able to talk like this. A lot of people misunderstand me because I'm passionate. I'm very passionate with who I am. So in our team meetings, I could be talking a certain way. And if you're not in the team, you think, "Fuck, this guy is going off at his team."
Yeah.
But no, that's just how I am.
Yeah.
And that's I don't know. I try and deliberately put myself in uncomfortable positions to, grow, level up, and grow my mindset and myself, physically and mentally.
You got a lot of courage, personal courage. Yeah.
I guess so.
Well, that's what it says to me.
Yeah.
Tell me, sounds like a somewhat negative question, but when I come to your funeral, hopefully in many, many years, right?
Yeah.
Which makes me think that's going to be interesting because I'm going to be bloody old. So I don't know whether that works, but let's say I was there, right?
Yeah.
Or I was looking down on it anyhow.
Yeah.
And a member of the family was speaking. What would they be saying about you, do you think? Reflecting on your life on the planet.
Fuck, I'm a rider. I'll ride with mine, man. Like,
Yeah?
through it all. That's I'll put my hand on my heart for that, hands down.
Yeah.
Whatever way that my people need me, whether it's a chat, whether it's physical, I need to go out and do something for them, find some money for them, work for them, work with them, I'm there. Like, there's no question about that for me. So when people talk about, whatever I leave here and whatever, it's like, that's what it is. Like, I showed up for him.
You were there. Well, you were there when you were needed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, subtly that means you made a difference to someone's lot, someone's position, situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how you have that internal drive. That's amazing, right? Because it's very selfless, yeah? When you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
You don't think about it, do you?
Nah.
You just do it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I just try and live my life how I live it.
Yeah. It's very special, bro. It's very special.
Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for being with us on Let's Talk Business, Jakiel.
Wow, sure it's the first of many, brother.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, and, you know, to hear about your music and the community, 92 communities that you're building and 92 World.
Yeah.
The cookies, which I'm still to taste,
S&B,
but I've
man.
seen they look mean.
That's it.
No, and the lessons and insights that you've given us about knowing your value as a person in business, and also how to lead.
I don't know how much value I've given,
Oh,
man,
no,
because
teach it.
I'm still on my way. But
Bro,
yeah,
bro, teach and release,
That's it,
right? Teach and release.
for sure.
I mean, you know, you might be still on your way, and we've all got many years to learn, right? But yeah, I think it's a credit to you how far you've come, and I wish you well for the journey, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers. Amen.